This is a cool little camera. This is the Insta360 X4, and it's probably one of the most unbeatable action cameras you can get around right now. And there's been some nifty upgrades since the last version, which now the big upgrade is that you can shoot in up to 8K, and we'll get to that because there's a lot to talk about with this camera. Before we get into the video, if you like reviews on the latest and greatest tech and Android devices, then Android Authority is the place to be, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the videos. First off, as the name suggests, this is a pocket-sized camera that can capture 360-degree video in pretty much any scenario. And one of the best ways to use the Insta360 in any scenario is on a selfie stick, which you can pick up from Insta360. And it has a cool, neat little feature here that even though it is attached via a selfie stick, and most other cameras would see that selfie stick, when you play back the video, it disappears because the camera knows where the selfie stick would be and it can stitch it out because of that 360-degree video. As small as this little camera is, it has some big specs. So first of all, it's waterproof up to 33 feet, which is about 10 meters. It has 58% faster Wi-Fi transmission speeds than the X3. The USB port is now USB 3 from the previous X3's USB-C 2. And it has a 2290 mAh removable battery, which you can charge through the USB-C port on the Insta360. And on a full charge, apparently this camera can last up to 135 minutes if you're filming at 5.7K. So it's a really cool camera if you just look at the specs, but when you get to using it, that's when you find out how much it can really do. There are a few modes on this, like you have your classic 360 video that I mentioned before can now go up to 8K. So you can zoom in and you don't lose any of that quality. You can get some really distinctive angles when using this because it just records everything. And then what you can do is change the perspective that you want to see when you go inside of its app. You can get some pretty impressive first-person footage if you're driving a car, for example, and this looks like something right out of GTA. And you know what? It's really impressive. And afterwards, you can just use the app and you can tell it to track exactly what's in front of you, and that's pretty much all the editing you need to do. You can do 11K time lapses. There's a single lens option as well where you can record in 4K. It's 60 frames a second. And one of the coolest things about this is it can do loop recording. Essentially, that means you can set a certain duration and the footage will record over itself and it will never fill up that memory card. And you can use this because of that as something like a dash cam. You've probably seen this next mode around though on Instagram or on other YouTube videos, and it is called Me Mode. And this is where you use that selfie stick and you are the center of the video. You just attach it to the selfie stick, hit record, and you can go up to 4K at 30 frames a second. And then what it'll do, it will eliminate and stitch that selfie stick out and it tracks you as the main focus of that shot. And if you want to edit this, it's all done within that Insta360 app. There's one more really cool feature in this, and it's known as bullet time. And this is something that you definitely would have seen out and about. And maybe you've wondered exactly how you can do it, then the chances are it's done through the Insta360. Again, all you do is attach it to a selfie stick, then you just have to swing the camera around your head. And then this can be slowed down again automatically in the app when you're viewing the video, and it's called bullet time because of that Matrix type style shot it can give you, and it's ridiculously simple to do and really effective. Like every bit of hardware now, there's some nifty AI gestures that you can use with the Insta360, and these do come in handy when using that selfie stick. So for example, you can raise your hand to start recording. For a picture, you just need to do a peace sign, and you can use voice commands to take photos and start and stop those recordings, and it's really user-friendly. The app though is where you can start to get really creative with the videos that you've taken using the Insta360. It does take a bit of playing around to get used to it, but this is where you can start to select any of those angles that your Insta360 has recorded. You have a couple of modes as well. So first of all, you have Pro mode, where you can go into that video, add music. You have multi-viewer, where you can use more angles than one and stitch them on top of each other. Face filters, video filters, there's a lot to play with. There's a quick mode as well, where you can create different clips by pressing record and using that 360-degree video. You can move the video yourself. You can move your phone around when making that clip as well to essentially look at the entire 360 sphere of video. It's really cool. You get a third option as well inside that app, which is an AI mode, which can make videos for you without you really having to do anything. This will take your longer clips and create small videos from that clip, and it'll pick angles, add music, And you know what? It's actually pretty cool, and you don't really need to do anything because it can do a really good job. If you get the Insta360, you're going to live inside of this app because you can do so much with it. So for example, you can use it as a viewfinder. You can switch modes. You can start and stop your recording for here. It just makes using it so much easier, especially if you're going to be using one of those big extended selfie sticks and you can't reach the camera. Honestly, it's such like a versatile camera, and I feel like there's an infinite amount of ways that you can actually use this camera inside of your like video workflow. And if you just go and search Insta360, you'll see how creative you can be with this camera because there's some people that have done some really cool things with it. If you want to pick it up, it's $499, but I feel like if you're a vlogger, and maybe especially a travel vlogger, then this is something that you should definitely add to your setup because it can make your videos stand out way more than someone that doesn't have a 360-degree sphere video camera with them all the time. But let me know in the comments though, what do you think of the Insta360? I think it's actually a really cool, neat little camera, and I'm going to try and put it in as many videos as I can, so watch out for these big spherical 360 videos in upcoming videos. And if you like the videos that we do on Android Authority, then why not subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the latest reviews of gadgets like this and some of the latest and greatest Android phones. So if you do that, then I'll see you in the next video.